you ever spent a couple of hours on your painting only to be disappointed halfway through, or when it's not turning out quite like you expected? Find out what you can do right here. Hi everyone, I'm popping in some oil pastel with a tip to render the grass, and I'm going to use it now on its broad side, giving nice textures here, which of course will resist the watercolour paint. I'm going to mix some transparent yellow, watercolour. I've turned the board upside down after a quick spray of paint. It's an early morning scene, so this is an ideal colour. I've just come across it and I love it. So I'm just putting in the paint, dropping it in randomly from the corner. Of course, you could pour it. I'm tilting the board, and it's going to give me lovely light effects, loose effects. In fact, I will pour it, letting it run across the wet areas of the paper. It's Saunders Waterford paper, a thick paper. I'm just going to pour off the excess paint now before I dry it with a hairdryer thoroughly, or you could let it dry naturally, and then a quick spray of water again so that it'll have some wet and dry areas. So I'm just mopping off the excess water. I love the atmosphere that layering watercolour gives. This is a lovely Opera Rose watercolour. I've diluted it to a skim milk, a skim milk consistency. Tilting the board again. It's such fun to tilt the board and just watch the paint flow. It's therapeutic. It's a therapeutic exercise in itself. It just gives a lovely feeling of atmosphere doing it like this. So now I've dried it again and sprayed it with water before dropping in some yellow again, mixed to a semi-skimmed milk consistency, so slightly thicker now. Popping in some grasses here and there. Diluting it more around the edges. So I picture the sun coming in from the top left-hand corner. This is a lovely ultramarine colour. It's the green shade, so it leans towards a yellowy green blue rather than a red blue. You can get a red shade ultramarine, which I like because it granulates, but this ultramarine is what I want at the moment for this little piece. So letting it flow by tilting the board, letting it flow in roughly the direction I want it to. This flat sable is brilliant for doing grass. I'm trying to keep it as loose as possible. You could use a hake though. A hake is cheaper. I love the sables, but I do like a hake now and again for watercolour. I'm going to deepen that colour slightly, deepen that tone slightly by adding a bit more and a bit of spatter now, just flicking the brush, just gives a natural feel. And now I've just added water, so I'm just pulling down the paint a bit, tilting the board until I'm happy before I dry it. Dab it on a kitchen roll. just pop a few more grass details at the top here. Bit of yellow spatter. It's looking quite fresh. I like the way it's looking. And now I'm going to dry it. Dry it thoroughly and then a quick spray again. Just looking at my tonal sketch. I always do a little tonal sketch showing where the light, medium and dark tones will be. Tone is how light or dark a colour is. I'm actually going to mix all the colours here on my palette. Because I'm putting in the dark tones, so that's going to look quite nice. So I've got wet and dry areas on the paper. So the paint will only go in the wet areas, so it gives a nice effect. I think I've overdone it slightly, so I've got an old painting out that I put aside in a box of bling and old paintings, and I've cut it up and laid it on the top, and then I turned it upside down, but I've put it the right way up now, and it's just fun experimenting, and I really highly recommend it. It builds your art skills as well, and so I'm gluing it on with PVA glue. Thank you for watching.